It was a starry, cold night in Northernland. The grandfathers had made a huge fire. The grandmothers had brewed a delicious and magical tea. And around the fire sat what some would say would be some of the wisest teachers in the land. They had gathered there because their students had said, you know what? There's chaos, there's confusion in the land. Please gather and talk to one another and help show us a way forward. So the teachers had gathered, wrapped in their beautiful, colorful cotton blankets, sewn by their students and made from the cotton seeds that the teachers had planted years ago. So they sipped their tea and they started thinking, and one of the teachers, wrapped in a green blanket, said, I want to ask all of you other teachers, what is your calling within the cosmic story? Just then, a little flame jumped out of the fire and said, listen, teachers, dancing, dancing, and dancing. Listen, teachers, you don't have a calling. There is no purpose. There's no purpose to whatever you're teaching your students. I'm going to tell you what really matters. It's fun. And what happens with me stays with me. Follow me and you will see. Well, one of the teachers said, that sounds about right, and stood up and followed the little flame. The teachers later were so sad to hear that their colleague had fallen off a cliff into a literal pit of despair and died there. More magical tea, please, said all the teachers to the grandmothers. So the teacher wearing the green blanket said, I'm going to ask you a second time, what is your calling, teachers, within the cosmic story? Another little flame jumped out of the fire and said, I'm going to make you all a deal. Dancing, 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 talking to the teachers. I am going to pay you a decent wage. However, I will create your curriculum. I will write your textbooks. And I will have someone watching you, making sure you do my bidding. You won't have to think for yourselves, and neither will your students. Follow me and I'll show you. You will see. So one of the teachers said, you know what? I'm tired and I need some money, and followed the little flame away. The teachers were so sad later to hear that their colleague had literally worked himself to death in a mine called meaninglessness for a boss only known as the machine. More magical tea, please, said the teachers to the grandmothers. And at that point, snowflakes started falling like gentle whispers on the heads of the teachers. And the North Star stood right above them in the night sky. The grandfathers came and put more logs on the fire, and the grandmothers brewed more tea and poured it in the teachers' cups. Well, the teacher in the green blanket said, I'm going to ask you the last time. For the last time, I'm going to ask you, what, teachers, is your calling within the cosmic story? Well, this time, no little flame jumped out of the fire. Instead, one of the teachers on the other side of the fire said, my calling is to teach my students how to be gods. One of the other teachers said, that is too far from me, but I will teach them how to reach their divine potential. Another teacher said, no, that's still a little woo-woo for me, but I'll give them tools to tap into their most excellent consciousness. Well, the teacher wearing the green blanket stared into the fire for a few minutes and said, okay, right now I want to talk to whatever's looking out through your eyes and listening through your ears, teachers. If you realize that you have a calling within the cosmic story, then all of us can start discussing how we can be the most excellent teachers, how we can bring pristine wisdom in order to lift our students to be the freest, most creative thinkers. And we could change teaching all across the land. At that moment, students came out of nowhere, thousands of them, and brought baskets of bread made from the kernels of wheat that the teachers had planted years ago. And they all feasted together, and they all shared their thoughts about worlds that they wanted to create together, new worlds, new ideas. And they all sang a song 4 times, as that is the seasonal cycle of completion. And it went like this: wisdom anoint with oil, plant your seeds in fertile soil. Wisdom. They sang it 3 more songs. And teachers, that is the reason that now we are here in this place, in this time, and you are watching this video to ponder, what is your calling within the cosmic story? It was a cold night in Northernland. The stars were out bright, and there was a huge fire that went out.